ating konstitusyon mismo ay nilabag nila, no? And they even also violated even their own Rome Statute because sa aming palagay, maski yung Rome Statute hindi nila nasunod, no?
Kung yung foreign divorce nga, divorce lang yun, hindi pwedeng ipatupad dito sa Pilipinas hanggang hindi nagkakaroon ng judicial confirmation. Judicial recognition of foreign divorce. Hindi naman nakaka-deprive ng liberty yung divorce. Nakakabigay pa nga ng liberty, di ba? Hindi pwedeng ipatupad dito sa Pilipinas, divorce lang. Arrest warrant pa kaya? That is...
Mapa ng konti, ano? Sinabi ni Senator Cayetano, iba naman yan kung local warrant yan. Kung local warrant yan, we would have treated it like they did with Enrile, with Ima, Trillanes. Pero hindi nga local yung warrant. So I think we should support Alan Cayetano in unison kung ano man ang kulay ninyo because he's preserving the integrity of the Senate.
Thank you, Attorney. Yung reservation that hindi na pwedeng sabihin lahat sa akin, we need to respect kasi it's for us, Filipino, na ma-intact din naman po yung mga dapat hindi mo na ibuga. Hello, ibalik ko naman po yung tanong ulit kay Attorney Terion. Medyo nabitin po ang ating mga kababayan. May mga pumapasok din po mga comment at mga question. No, Attorney Terion, kung sopi na lang talaga yon, bakit hindi agad malinaw ang paliwanag ng gobyerno mula sa simulan?
Yes, kung yun pala ang purpose, di sinabi ka agad nila. Pero yun nga, I doubt kung sa PINA nga ba yun. Kasi babalik na naman ako doon sa aking answer. Kung sa PINA yun ang CIDG, why would NBI serve it in the morning of May 11 of 2026? So, palusot na lang yun sa tingin ko. No? So, that is, in my humble view, parang naghahanap na lang siguro ng paraan para at least ma-justify kung sa amin yan sa mga Bisaya, palusot na lang ito. No? That's my opinion on the matter. Kasi nakakatawa na merong, merong sa PINA, ang CIDG, ngayon ba ang NBI, adjunct office na ng CIDG, the way I see it, iba sila na agency. And CIDG has its own personnel, and NBI also has its own personnel, and it would be the height of hypocrisy, no, to the point of being untruthful na siguro na i-claim na CIDG sa PINA ngayon. And by the way, yung CIDG sa PINA, nirecall nila, and actually we can use that also. We can use that by arguing likewise that the Philippines now is exercising jurisdiction over the AJK cases. So that can be one of the reasons that can be used by our lawyers if we will hire na a lawyer in the ICC to oust the jurisdiction of the ICC or to question the processes being made by the by Philippine authorities. Kasi nga in the morning of May 11 of 2026, there was yet no confirmation on the part of the ICC. There was yet no unsealing of the ICC warrant of arrest. And procedurally, even if hindi na tayo miyembro, hindi na tayo bound under Part 9 of the Rome Statute. Pero granting for the sake of argument, hindi nila na-follow at that time yung procedural mechanisms before one can implement a warrant of arrest by the ICC. So to claim na sa PINA yun, to my mind, and with utmost due respect, is ballooning.
Thank you, Attorney. Attorney, alam niyo bago magdeklara po ng ang ICC na naka-unseal na po yung warrant of arrest ni Senator Bato de la Rosa, nagkaroon po ba ng pagkakataon na naniniwala rin kayo na may arrest operation talaga?
Yung May 11 incident, klaro talaga yun. Kasi may mga, binugbog pa nga yung tao ng Senado eh. Sila ang pumasok doon, hindi nakipag-coordinate, tapos binugbog pa nila yung Senate employee. And at that time, the warrant of arrest by the ICC was not yet unsealed, and they did not follow the strict procedure under Articles 89, 91, 59 of the Rome Statute. That is granting for the sake of argument that we are still a member of the Rome Statute. Hindi na nga tayo miyembro eh. Oh, kaya nga ang aming sinasabi dito, mali talaga yung ginawa ng ating mga taga-NBI.
Yes, please do.
Bago pa nung bubugan na totoo po na sinabi ni Atty. Torgon, bakit naman po tayo magdududa pa na may attempt to arrest? Pagbaba nga po ng kotse ni Bato, sinubukan nga siyang i-arrest, hinabol siya sa habutan. So I do not know why a narrative like that would prosper na hindi nila ina-attempt mag-arrest. Sinubukan na nga at in-announce pa nila, no, pagbaba pa lang ng kotse. Kahit hindi na natin pag-usapan yung bubugan, which is again a clear indication of their intent to arrest. Sinabi na nila na-arrest. Wala na pong bawian.
Tapos ito mama, i-review natin yung kasi hindi na tayo parte ng Rome Statute. At klaro yan sa Pangilinan versus Cayetano na wala pang surrender mechanism tayo dito. No? And even in the, what you call this, the crafting of Republic Act 9851, noong February 20, 2009, kunin nyo yung transcript of stenographic notes, yung minutes ng deliberations between Senator Ligarda and Senator Gordon. Ang sabi ni Senator Gordon noon, in order to implement what you call this, the surrender mechanism under Section 17, no? Section 17 of Republic Act 9851 is not enough. There has to be a statute that would precisely define the procedural mechanism as to how to effectuate surrender. So even the intention of the senators when they crafted what you call this, the 9851, no, would really prove na in the deliberations, it really came out, no? Deliberation, mahaba yun eh. During the time when Senator Ligarda was questioning, was throwing questions at Senator Gordon, lumabas po dun na it's not enough. RA 9851 is not enough. And even if we base Article 59, ha? Hindi na tayo miyembro niyan. Kalukuhan niyang sinasabi, kagaguhan niyang sinasabi na you could not anymore invoke Article 59. Ano ba yan, cherry picking? You are implementing the warrant of arrest under Article 58. We do not recognize that anymore because we believe that ICC has no more jurisdiction. But granting for the sake of argument that it has jurisdiction, we can also invoke Article 59. Anong nakasabi dyan sa paragraph 1? Oh? A state party which has received a request for provisional arrest or for arrest and surrender shall immediately take steps to arrest the person in question in accordance with its laws. In accordance with whose laws? Philippines. Anong sa Philippines ito? In accordance with its laws and the provisions of Part 9. It has to be reconciled. Ang ibig sabihin niya, anong nakasaad sa atin? Article 3, Section 2, and the Bill of Rights. Only a Filipino judge can issue a warrant of arrest. Since you do not have a surrender procedural mechanism, then we argue, wala yan. Kaya nga, pwede ba? Sabi namin, i-apply na lang natin by analogy yung extradition rules. Kasi meron tayo extradition rules. Dalawa lang yan eh. Surrender or extradition. Yung surrender, walang procedural mechanism. Nandun yan sa minutes of the interpellation of Senator Ligarda with Senator Gordon when RA 9851. So, since wala tayong law as to how to implement surrender, sabi namin, why don't we apply by analogy yung extradition? Ayaw din ng Solicitor General. Huwag mo i-implement yan dito. If you want to implement that, then you follow our procedure. Because our procedure is stated in the rules of criminal procedure. Huwag nyo kami sisihin. Bakit mataas yan na procedure? Hindi kayo nagpasa ng batas to implement that as lawyers, ako at saka si Attorney Jimmy Bondo, we have to, what you call this, argue because that is the proper thing to do. Just because you are charging Senator Bato with a grave crime, you cannot treat him as guilty right away and to shortcut the proceedings. You cannot do that because when it involves deprivation of liberty in the Philippine jurisdiction, in accordance with our laws, according to Article 59, Section 1, it has to pass through a Philippine judge. So yun ang aming argumento dyan. Hindi po pwede na itrata siya parang manok at dadalhin mo doon sa Netherlands na hindi mo idaan sa korte. Kalukuhan yan, kagaguhan yan.
Alam niyo, nung last week, mga kababayan at mga nandito tumututong sa ating kapihan sa PDP Live Conference, litong-lito na ang mga Pilipino. May mga mangilan-nila, nagpagamit pa, nananawagan, sumisigaw, hindi nila alam kung ano yung panawagan at sinisigaw nila. Kaya lalong dumagdag sa kalituan ng ating mga kababayan. Ngayon naman po, no, ayaw kong ma-preempt or ma-pwersa sumagot kasi alam ko sa totoo lang, masyadong direct to the point pag sumagot po ang ating mga guest that knowing them talaga no, without reservation all the time. But now, dahil isasalang ito sa husgado, with reservation all the time. Kasi mahirap na. Kasi maraming nag-aabogado dyan, hindi naman abogado. Pagkatapos may abogado nga, magpasa pagka-abogado, naging nanghuli na, naging pulis, di mo malaman kung sundalo. Kaya talagang nakakasindak talaga yung lakas ng loob nila. Masyadong pang-abuso ng autoridad talaga na hindi natin dapat payagan. Bilang Pilipino, yung mga nananahimik magtanggang ngayon, kahit kitang-kita na ginagalos-galusan na, tayo mga nanonood lang sa kanila, well, this time, huwag naman tayong manood lamang, makiisa, tapos, tingnan natin. At huwag nating baguhin na nating paninindigan, na manindigan lamang tayo sa tama, hindi natin kailangan makipagkampihan. Dahil sa PDP Laban, talagang pinagbabawalan namin ang salitang kakampi. Ay, kakampi. Ay, hindi kakampi, kakampi. Kasi po, kaya namin po yun talaga pinagbabawalan dito. Wala pong politika dito. Kaya ayaw namin ng kakampi dahil ang kakampi po kasama sa pang-aapi. So we don't need kakampi sa PDP. Lagi kaming kaibigan. Kasama, kaibigan, kasama, kaibigan. Bakit kaibigan? May kasamang pag-ibig at pagmamahal sa ating mga kababayan at sigurado ang paninindigan ay laging para sa kapakanan ng mas nakararaming Pilipino na uhaw pa rin magpahanggang ngayon sa katotohanan at kabutihang inaabangan nila. Ngayon, no, Attorney Torion, mamaya mas maiinit po yung mga tanong at sunod-sunod po natin ilalatag sa ating mga kababayan. Sa inyo pong legal assessment, alam ko po ay sasagot dito pero gusto ng taong bayan na marinig at mabas mula po sa inyo mga bibig. At kayo mismo yung nakakakilala sa tunay at tamang batas para sa tao. May nilabag po bang protocol sa paraan ng pag-handle po ng sitwasyon at mga pangyayari nitong nakaraang Mayo 11? Attorney?
Well, yung ating konstitusyon mismo ay nilabag nila, no? And they even also violated even their own Rome Statute because sa aming palagay, maski yung Rome Statute hindi nila nasunod, no? Kasi nga po, obligation natin na magkaroon ng cooperation legal mechanism. Yung pagpasa nga natin nung RA 9851, the intention really was to strengthen our local criminal laws. So if the intention was really to strengthen our own local criminal laws, it cannot be used as a ticket, as an excuse to shortcut the proceedings. So, sa aming palagay po, nag-violate talaga sa human rights ni Senator Ronald De La Rosa. It violates the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. It violates the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And it likewise violates our criminal laws. Kasi sa aming palagay, yung pagpupursige nila sa pag-aresto, no? As we will be explaining later on, hindi ko ma-explain masyado kasi bordering on ano na tayo, sa judice, no? But suffice it to state that it may qualify even as kidnapping, no? Attempted kidnapping. Kasi nga po, hindi sumusunod po sa procedure natin dito sa Pilipinas. Yun po ang aking palagay.
Attorney, maraming salamat. At ngayon naman po, ipapasa po natin ang mikropono sa ating po ating pong Chairperson ng Legal Committee, ang ating pong napakabait at napakatalinong Attorney Yvette Contacto para po sa segment na talagang inaantay rin po ninyo. Attorney Yvette?
Maraming salamat ka, Penny. At mainit din sa usapan, first time maaaring nadinig ng taong bayan ang mga katagang protective custody. Dito sa susunod ko pong katanungan, any of our guests, Attorney Torion, Attorney Chingy, Attorney Ferdy, may answer this question. Nung nangyari ng May 11, nabalita ko na nasa protective custody si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Maaari niyo po bang paliwanag yung konsepto ng protective custody sa Senate premises at sino po ang nagdesisyon na magbigay ng protective custody kay Senator Bato de la Rosa?
I would defer to my very good friend, Attorney Tomas.
Thank you, Bobet. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Yvette, mga kamanjeros at panyeras. Okay, before I answer that, if you would bear with me, and I promise you this is the first and only time that I will speak dahil mas alam nitong dalawang ito ng mga panyero ko ng pangyayari sa loob. Bibigyan ko lang ng premise yung kung bakit binigyan ng protective custody. And at the same time, yung mga gusto magpaliwanag ay malaman nyo kung bakit. Nakita nyo naman yung nagpumuputok ang butse nitong mga abogado natin sa paglabag ng mga karapatan. At ito po, hindi po opinion ang ibibigay ko. I leave that up to the others. And I challenge everyone, including biased media, to fact-check me every step of the way sa sasabihin ko. Okay.
Fact yun, brother. Klaro ko lang.
I-fact-check nyo ako ha, kung hindi tama ang sinasabi ko. Para lang makita natin yung konteksto kung bakit sinasabi nila yung mga sinasabi nila, no? Okay, let's go back. Let's start from the very beginning. A very good place to start. Sabi nga sa Sound of Music. Ano? May ICC warrant. Okay, warrant. Granted, walang argumento dyan. Ang issue, may that be implemented in the Philippines. Bakit pumalag ang bagong liderato ng Senado? Okay. Laging sinasabi ng mga tao, may warrant dapat i-implement. Sabi nga ni Attorney Bobet, okay, granted na ang Rome Statute ay valid pa, assuming without conceding, hindi ko sinasabing totoo, granting lang for the sake of argument, para may pag-usapan lang tayo. Anong status ng isang tratado? Hindi po tratado sila yun. Tratado or treaty sa legal system ng Pilipinas. Nakalagay po sa ating sa Ligang Batas at sa Civil Code, mga treaties na ratifikado ng ating Senado form part of the law of the land. Tama po yan. Doctrine of incorporation, doctrine of transformation. Ngunit anong level ng isang treaty? Ang treaty po na ratified, although part of the law of the land, ang kapantay po niyan ay Act of Congress. Batas po yan, statute. Hindi yan pwedeng manaig sa konstitusyon. Therefore, in implementing a treaty, provision ng konstitusyon natin ang masusunod. Anong sabi ng konstitusyon sa Article 3? Napakita nila, banggitin ko lang ulit. Section 1, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. Section 2, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects shall be inviolable, and no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall be issued except upon probable cause to be personally determined by a judge upon examination of witnesses, etc., etc. Hindi po aksidente na ang Article 3, the Bill of Rights, ay inuna yung Section 1, due process, at yung security, the inviolability ng security, walang search warrant. Because these are the first and second most important rights. Okay, anong nakalagay po sa Section 2? Except upon probable cause issued by a court of competent jurisdiction. Anong court? Ditong court, syempre. Sapagkat walang karapatan ang ating konstitusyon na mag-grant ng authority sa ibang court other than our courts because it is a domestic document, a municipal document. Yan po ang very clear. Okay, ano yung due process na sinasabi sa Section 1? What is due process? Due process is a law that hears before it condemns. Is there such a law? Dito po sa ating bansa. Meron. Presidential Decree 1069 or the extradition law. What is Presidential Decree 1069? It was issued in 1977 by Marcos Sr. under Amendment 6 of the 73 Constitution. Ano yung Amendment 6? Although may batasang pabansa under the 73 Constitution, Amendment 6 allows the President to promulgate laws na parang statute by presidential decree. So, batas po yun. So, meron po tayong extradition law. Anong nakalagay sa extradition law? Before a foreign warrant may be executed in the Philippines, not just yung ICC, any foreign warrant, may proseso. Ano pong proseso? Sabi nga ni Atty. Bobet, maraming tumbling. Ito ang dapat sundin. Number 1, yung DFA ay susulatan ng proper agency in a foreign jurisdiction. Pakikita yung warrant, the DFA will determine if that warrant is covered by an extradition treaty or any other treaty and if the offense is extraditable. Pagkatapos nadali sa DOJ, the DOJ will direct the special counsel to file an extradition petition before the regional trial court where the DOJ is located, RTC Manila. Lilitisin po yan, titingin yung subject ng extradition at appealable pa sa Court of Appeals. Is there a procedure now? 2025 po, May, most probably in reaction to the kidnapping of former President Rodrigo Duterte, nag-promulgate ang Supreme Court ng rules on extradition. Basically, sinusunod yung PD 1069. Bakit? Because procedural law, hindi pwede manahig sa substantive law. Substantive law, yung 1069, procedural law, yung 2025. Okay. Anong nakalagay po roon sa extradition law? Nilagyan lang po ng time limit. 30 days sa RTC, 90 days kung i-appeal sa CA. Kapag binigyan ng RTC ng extradition ng gobyerno, hindi pa ipatutupad, aakyat pa sa CA. Pag nanalo lamang ang gobyerno sa CA, saka pwedeng i-extradite. That is the procedure because of due process. And any warrant should come from Philippine courts. Tama si Atty. Bobet. Kasi nga, may sovereignty tayo. Okay. Yung 9851, anong nakalagay? Nakalagay doon. Yung warrant ng foreign court may be implemented here subject to applicable extradition laws and treaties. Tingnan nyo kung hindi tama lahat ng sinasabi ko. Yun po ang sinasabi ng kampo ni Senator Bato. In very simple terms. Kaya pag sinasabi lang 9851, meron, hindi pa rin pwede. Kasi subject to applicable extradition laws. May extradition laws tayo. Pag sinasabi nilang may treaty, a treaty cannot go against the Constitution. Kung yung pinagagawa sa atin ng treaty, labag sa Constitution, hindi rin pwedeng ipatupad. In closing, isipin nyo na lamang to mga kasama. Kung yung foreign divorce nga, divorce lang yun. Hindi pwedeng ipatupad dito sa Pilipinas hanggang hindi nagkakaroon ng judicial confirmation. Judicial recognition of foreign divorce. Hindi naman nakaka-deprive ng liberty yung divorce. Nakakabigay pa nga ng liberty, di ba? Hindi pwedeng ipatupad dito sa Pilipinas, divorce lang. Arrest warrant pa kaya? That is the basis of protective custody. Ang Senado bilang institusyon has the right to protect its members against illegal laws. Not because only that they are members of the Senate, hindi tayo mataas ang katungkulan nila, but more fundamentally, because they are citizens. At eto napaka-hypocrite talaga itong mga ito Noong panahon ni Enrile, nakipag-coordinate, I was personally there, I let you know. Nasa NBI po ako noon with Mayor Lim. Maayos yung naging arresto kay Enrile sa loob ang Senado nandun pa sa yung National Museum ngayon. Noong panahon ni De Lima, nandun din ako. Kasi kami po yung nag-file ng kaso against De Lima. Humingi si De Lima ng 2 araw sa loob ng Senado to tie up loose ends. Ewan ko kung anong loose ends yung itatay up ni Laila nung panahon yun. Hindi ko alam ha. I don't want to speculate. Pero pinagbigyan po, walang pumasok at nagpumilit na, uy, may warrant kami. Local warrant pa yun ha. Yung kay Rina, local warrant. Yung kay De Lima, local warrant. Ha? Noong 2018, si Trillanes, 3 linggo, nasa loob ng Senado. Ginawa na niyang Victoria Court yun. Nag-bed and board na siya roon. Kasi that was the time when President Duterte revoked the amnesty. Therefore, he was charged with rebellion. Local warrant na yun. Bailable pa, bailable. In fact, nag-bail si Trillanes, after that. Pero, nataranta pa rin siya, nagtago pa rin siya sa Senado. Hindi rin nagpumilit. Sinasabi nila, berdugo si Duterte, ba't hindi siya nagpumilit na pumasok sa Senado para hilahin ulit si Trillanes sa Sinturera, katulad ng ginawa nung Oakwood Mutiny. So yun po ang basis ng protective custody. Hindi pwede na ang Senado as an institution na pabayaan ang miyembro nito ay maging subject sa mga illegal na mga gawain dahil ang magiging impression sa taong bayan, kung miyembro mo hindi mo maprotektahan, paano mo poprotektahan ang pangkaraniwang tao, di ba? Yun po ang basis ng protective custody. Meron pong kailangan i-preserve the prestige, integrity, and sanctity of the Senate as a co-equal branch of government against intrusions by an executive that is grossly abusing its powers. Salamat po.
Very good, Joseph. Yung katanungan po na, meron po ba kayong idea sino po ang nagdesisyon na ilagay under protective custody si Senator De La Rosa?
Hindi naman po dinideny ni SP Alan Cayetano that they decided that, and also publicly he announced that he wasn't doing it just because Bato is a senator. Nilinaw niya po yun. Sabi niya, pati po kayo po, members of media, kapag may sumubok sa inyo mag-arrest tapos walang warrant or may spurious na warrant, hindi namin kayo ipibigay.
And ito, Attorney Jimmy, natanong na to sa iyo sa isang interview mo sa isang programa, pero hindi ka binabigyan ng sapat na panahon para ipaliwanag ito. Tama po bang intindi ko po na ang stand ninyo ay hindi nyo kinikilala yung warrant of arrest ng ICC? Tama po po? Insofar as
Kinikilala namin that it exists.
it exists.
Okay? Kinikilala namin dahil sa mata nila yon ay valid yon. Pero hindi namin kinikilala na enforceable siya. Okay? It has to go through the proper process as very competently explained by Attorney Bobet.
And if this is not enforceable, para lang maliwanag sa ating mga kababayan, bakit nangangailangan pa rin ng protective custody kung hindi naman pala siya enforceable, no?
Because they were enforcing it. Ganun na kasimple. Hindi siya
And
enforceable.
what would happen kapag na-enforce ngayon na hindi naman pala siya enforceable?
Maduduterte siya.
Oo, ganun lang.
Hindi po ba ganun kasimple? Hindi ko alam kung ba't pinakahaba natin ang usapan.
Yun ang totoo.
Sabi nila, bakit naman namin gagawin yun? Ginawa nyo.
Hindi na kami papayag.
So pag he will languish in a foreign cell beyond the reach of our laws, and should the Supreme Court decide in our favor, we will still have no legal recourse to bring him back.
Yes.
So, ano po ba yung komplikado sa sinasabi namin? Ayaw lang po namin maulit yung ginawa kay Duterte kasi hindi pa nga settled yung issue ng kay Pangulong Duterte. Pinababalik pa nga natin siya. Dadalawahin pa ba natin?
Yes.
So, Attorney Jimmy, hindi ito pagtatago.
Pagtataguyod po yun.
Pagtatago yun. Hindi pagtatago. Okay, thank you. And for our next segment, Penny.
If I may add lang, Kapeni.
Yes, sure, attorney.
I-search nyo nga sa Google yung resolution number 44. Makikita ninyo. Ang nagpirma si Vicente C. Soto III.
Siya pala pumirma eh.
No? Ang nasabi nga dito, although may nag-object daw dito may nag-object dito, I think si Senator Pangilinan, no? Pero ang nakasaad dito, marami kasing whereas clauses ito. let's just focus on the last three whereas. Whereas these Filipinos who have not been formally charged, much less convicted of any criminal offense under domestic and international law, have every right to expect that their country shall ensure their protection within the bounds of law and ensure that they are afforded due process. Whereas one person denied due process is one too many. Thus, the state and all its institutions must ensure that all persons sought to be extradited from or surrendered by the Philippines will be guaranteed reasonable time and opportunity to seek redress from the courts and avail of any legal remedies available to them. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the Philippines to express its sense to protect all Filipinos against extrajudicial rendition and guarantee them a reasonable time prior to their surrender by or extradition from the Philippines to seek redress from the courts and avail of legal remedies. Adopted. Signed, Vicente C. Soto III, President of the Senate. Dito yan. No? So, that is the spirit by which the protective custody was accorded to Senator Ronald De La Rosa.
Thank you very much, Attorney Trillo. At alam mo, naging malinaw ngayon yung usaping protective custody sa Senado. Sa ating mga Pilipino, talagang kailangan nating magkaisa at malaman yung mga nangyayari at kaganapan. Kaya ngayon naman, dito tayo sa segment 3, mga kababayan.
Segment 3.